During the 1800s, mid to late 1800s, America faced their first large immigration boom. So we're going to talk about the reasons why people decided to migrate to America or immigrate to America. Okay, so immigrants with an I are people who settle in a new country. So immigrants are coming in to a country, okay? Immigrants with the E are people who leave a country. So immigrants with an E are exiting a country. So you immigrate from a country and immigrate into a new country. Push-pull factors. That's what we're going to talk about today. Push-pull factors are reasons that push people out of their native land and pull them toward a new place. So why did the immigrants in the mid to late 1800s, why did they come to America? Well, there were many reasons that were pushing them out of their homeland. Okay, so the first reason we're going to talk about is population growth. Toward the late 1700s, early 1800s, Europe, especially England, began to take greater caution in controlling disease, as well as they developed new ways to take care of sanitation issues, and this basically is going to increase their population because people are not dying from disease as much as they used to. And so especially these smaller countries like England, you know, they are landlocked. They only have so much land, and throughout time their population has always died in great numbers due to disease and poor sanitation and lack of food. But now that they've kind of got these things under control in the late 1700s, early 1800s, their population is booming and they're running out of places for people to live. Okay, number two, agricultural changes. During this time period, we, in Europe, especially England again, had developed these amazing new agricultural innovations. And they found ways to farm larger pieces of land more successfully, and so landowners kind of wanted the land because farming this large piece of land brings them greater income and to feed this larger population. So they started forcing the tenants, the people that rented the land, off the land, and these people had nowhere to go. Third, crop failures. Okay, Ireland comes to mind during this time with the Great Potato Famine. There were years where there was bad drought or a bad crop, and this crop failure would push people out of a country because they were literally running out of food and starving to death. So they would leave their country to try and find somewhere where the crop failure was not occurring, where they could provide basic needs like food for their family. Number four, Industrial Revolution. The Industrial Revolution in Europe happened about 100 years before the Industrial Revolution in the United States. And so by the time that our Industrial Revolution had come about, we were getting large groups of immigrants into our country because they no longer in Europe needed these skilled artisan workers. They had factories and they needed unskilled workers, so anybody could do the job. So these skilled workers, the ones who had basic skills, would come to America and use their skills and get paid at a much higher price than they would working in a factory. Number five, religious and political turmoil. There were the Quakers and the Jews especially were being persecuted during this time, so they fled to America to escape religious persecution. And then a failed attempt in Germany for a German Revolution pushed a lot of Germans out of Germany and pushed them into, we pulled them into the United States with our freedom, our political freedom that we had. So these reasons were reasons that immigrants came to America during the mid to late 1800s. But if you look at these, a lot of these still apply today. A lot of these reasons are reasons why people still immigrate to the United States. Okay, so what pulled these immigrants into the United States? They could have gone anywhere. What pulled them to us? Well, the first one is freedom. we had a constitutional republic, and people wanted to be a part of that, so they would come to America. Okay, number 2, economic opportunity. Money. People saw America as a land of opportunity, a place where they could come to America and provide a better financial life for their family. And the third reason was abundant land. We were a new country, we were a large new country, and we had tons of cheap land, good land that immigrants could come to, buy very cheap, and start a new life for their family. So these reasons still today pull people to the United States, but these were the 3 main reasons that brought immigrants to America during the mid to late 1800s.